Hi everyone, my name is Tina. I'm your local realtor here on Cape Cod, and in this chilly December day, I decided to share the pros and the cons of living on Cape Cod year-round with everybody that is looking to relocate here or just curious about it. Stay till the end of my video, and I'm going to share what the scariest cons for me is. I'm going to start with the pros of living here on Cape Cod. And the first one is the beaches and the national seashore, the nature of Cape Cod. Everybody that is a nature lover will understand this, that it's just absolutely amazing to live here and to be surrounded by the nature of Cape Cod. You drive 5 to 10 minutes and you're on one of the most amazing beaches on the East Coast, really. And it doesn't really take a long time to drive to a lake, to go to a park, or go to the bike trail. We have it in almost every town on the Cape. There's huge parking lots right next to the trail, so it's very convenient to just park there, ride your bike, walk your dog, walk your kids, do whatever you please to do, and enjoy the nature of Cape Cod. It's really, if you are very sick of the urbanized living, Cape Cod is a really paradise for everybody that's looking to raise a family or retire here too. How peaceful it is, it's my second point. And I'm saying this because living here, you do have plenty of time to enjoy the things that matter the most: family, friends, time for yourself, and the things that you absolutely enjoy doing. You are not stuck in traffic, commuting from one place to another, even going to the grocery shop, a store. I'm sure it's a hassle in the big cities. So scratch those things. The time off that you have after work or in lunch break, let's say, you can enjoy the things that matter the most because you have the time. You're not spending it in the car. And that's really important to me, and I believe to everybody that it's trying to move here. If you are considering even a slight little bit Cape Cod, that means that you're very tired of wasting your time in life on things like commuting from A to B. Another great thing about Cape Cod is the small town feel and the community that we have here. It's everybody's supportive, everybody is greeting each other on the streets. You know almost everybody. Your kids are playing with the kids next door. It is very safe, and every town really offers diverse community, and you're not going to miss out on things like stores, boutiques, schools, parks, fitness centers. All the things to meet your needs are here. We have them in our fingertips, and it's easy to access, really. You don't have to cross the bridge for almost anything. So just to sum up the pros of living on Cape Cod, it's the beaches and the nature. It's very peaceful to live here. It's very safe, and it's really a small town feel everywhere you go, and it's absolutely amazing to live here. And now, unfortunately, there are a few cons of living on Cape Cod. And one of them is how expensive really is. And I'm gonna go over really the real estate here on Cape Cod, because yes, there are a lot of expensive restaurants, a lot of expensive boutiques, but I'm sure that they are everywhere. So I wanted to kind of talk about the real estate and some numbers that will help you understand how expensive Cape really can get. So for example, the median sales price of a home on Cape Cod for last month was $645,000. And how this compares to really the state of Massachusetts is that the median sales price in Massachusetts is a little over $500,000. So just crossing the bridge adds $100,000 or $150,000 to the homes. The average sales price on the Cape, it's a little over $880,000. And obviously every town, it's a little bit different. The prices vary, going down to Truro in P-Town, the prices go higher. Obviously the houses around the coast will be a little more expensive. I'm going to give you just a quick example to whoever's curious that last month 4 homes were sold on Cape Cod that were over a $5 million price point. What the other thing that's kind of expensive here is the home insurance, and that is because we do have storms, and I'm going to talk about it next. But that's why some of the, that's why the home insurance can get a little bit higher. And on top of this, because it's not enough, we do have a lot of flood zones on the Cape, and that will require you to have a flood insurance as well, which adds up to the home insurance of the home. So the expenses around real estate, buying real estate, that can get a little more pricey here on Cape Cod. The only good thing that I can share here in this whole episode is that the property taxes are on the lower side, which obviously helps and evens up a little bit of the expenses for the home, but it's not enough. The other cons that a lot of people will agree with me are that Cape Cod is further away from big cities. And sometimes, especially with like traveling internationally, you need to get to the airport. Everything gets to be a little more further away than we wish it was. Especially for people that live right on the edge of the Hook, P-Town. It probably takes like 2 to 3 hours to get to Boston from P-Town, and that's like not even in heavy traffic. So it can get, a little bit heavy, especially in the winter when you're here and you want to do something. You want to, at some point you will get thirsty for some like city action, and everything is just further away, and you do have to have a car, because not a lot of the buses are going through the Cape in the winter. So it gets like just traveling to big cities and out of the Cape Cod and crossing the bridge, it gets a little bit tougher. And now the scariest cons for me is really the threat of storms on the Cape. And this is throughout the hurricane season, and also we do get some blizzards in the winter. And honestly, just because there's a lot of wooded areas and a lot of trees are older, so they can fall over wires, which obviously brings us to power outages. And it's just not fun to not have power for days. And yes, the Eversource company, the electric company on the Cape, they do have their trucks parked on all the parking lots all throughout the Cape Cod days before the storm. But they sometimes have to wait for the storm to pass to start going after the damages that have been made. So it's just like, it really takes a few days. So I would recommend investing in generator or some sort of a gas heat. Because yes, last year, for example, we did have a 5 to 10 days in some areas, power outages, and it's just not fun. Obviously, we did have some tornado warnings. We did have a tornado touch 2 years ago in Yarmouth. So those things happen here on the Cape. And again, to sum up the cons on Cape Cod, living on Cape Cod, it's you do have to have lots of savings to be able to afford the home of your dreams. And yes, you have to be able to protect it from the storms. So a good home insurance, flood insurance, obviously 3 services here. We have a lot of companies that provide 3 services, so you can check on your trees, and you can, remove some if needed. And this is like the easier part. But yes, it's it can get, sometimes the feel of being so further away from the city and the international airport gets a little sad. But so those really are the pros and the cons of living on Cape Cod. For me, from my experience, I've been here for 13 years. If you are planning on moving here, if you need any help with real estate, or you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My information is down below, and thank you very much for watching this video. Have a great day.